for this opportunity. I'm really glad to um, uh, have this to attend this pre-congress, and I want to speak about the context in which Anthropological Association for Humankind came into existence. It was during a COVID time. I had sufficient time to spend on WhatsApp group. So University of Hyderabad alumni group, Anthro alumni group. There was one PhD scholar posted a question in the group, why anthropology is not included in the qualifying subjects of jobs, in different jobs. So then I was waiting for the response from our teachers and our seniors. It was silent. So then I also started posting the related questions. Anthropology is a noble subject, discipline. It has supreme purpose and it has to offer great things to the society. But why anthropology is ignored to include in the job qualifying list of the disciplines? That's very troubling and very painful to me to accept that situation. Then I casted a vision. We should come up with an organization which will prove the essence and relevance of the discipline of anthropology in addressing the contemporary issues. Human problems are our currency. If we are able to address, provide us sustainable solutions and actionable solutions, then people will know the relevance and the essence and importance of anthropology. Every common man across the nations of the world should know who he is and what he is capable of becoming. Anthropology can play such a role. Being human and a human being, there's a lot of difference. And from human being to being human, that shift, anthropology, the study of humans, by humans, for humans, can really facilitate that huge step. So I came up with a vision called Anthropological Association for Humankind. That vision I'm going to read for you, because World Applied Anthropology Congress is a global platform we are building to address the contemporary human challenges, global and local. So when we address that human challenges, that's where people will come to know, this is what anthropology can provide. Then there will be huge market for jobs. No need of anthropology to depend on the mercy of the government or somebody else to include in the job qualifying discipline. We are there in the front line to provide the solution to the human problems. That solution itself creates jobs for huge job market. So that's where business anthropology, corporate anthropology, leadership development anthropology, or climate anthropology we want to build. So because human climate issue is not a scientific issue alone. It's a human problem. So it's a meaning crisis. So that's where there are many things that anthropology can address, and this is the only subject that can address human problems comprehensively. All other disciplines brings us a fragmented view of reality, whereas anthropology brings a comprehensive and a holistic view of reality. And not only reality, it does not stop there. It goes a step further and identify the problems of the humans and come up with the solutions. So that's why I just want to read for you the philosophy of the World Applied Anthropology Congress, why this platform is created. Within 2-3 minutes I will close. The philosophy of World Applied Anthropology Congress 2026 is rooted in the belief that anthropology must move beyond academic boundaries to actively engage with the world's most pressing human and environmental challenges. It envisions a global dialogue where knowledge, compassion, and cultural wisdom converge for meaningful action. World Applied Anthropology Congress upholds the idea that Human-centered approaches are key to sustainable development and planetary well-being. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of people, culture, nature, and technology in shaping equitable futures. The Congress promotes applied research that translates anthropological insights into practical solutions. It stands for collaboration across disciplines, sectors, and communities to address issues like climate change, migration, and social justice. World Applied Anthropology Congress 2026 believes in empowering local voices and indigenous knowledge systems as vital contributors to global transformation. It nurtures a culture of reflection, inclusion, and ethical responsibility. The Congress also aspires to build bridges between academia, industry, and governance for real-world impact. It values dialogue that respects diversity and promotes human dignity. World Applied Anthropology Congress 2026 encourages rethinking development through cultural empathy and ecological sensitivity. It views anthropology as a transformative tool to balance human aspirations with environmental limits. The Congress affirms that understanding meaning, behavior, and context is essential for shaping policies and work. I repeat, the Congress affirms that understanding, meaning, behavior, and context is essential for shaping policies that work. It inspires young scholars and practitioners to bring purpose and creativity into applied research. Ultimately, WAC 2026 embodies the vision of anthropology in action, bridging knowledge and practice for a more just, sustainable, and humane world.
So you have already covered Dr. Dean's area, no?
No.
He has covered, no?
No.
You are reading Dr. Dean's lecture.
No. He is there. He is available.
No, but which agenda you are covering?
The Congress philosophy.
The philosophy of Congress. The behavior is. So my point is over.
You said 2 minutes if you say something. Yeah.
It is about 5 minutes over.
So
Yeah, my.
at
No.
12 o'clock, we have to close this. Dr. Ota will be traveling. He will catch a train. So 12 o'clock we have to connect.
So now, Dr. Dean, Professor Dean,
Yes.
you said?
I don't know the time.
Yeah, he's ready.
The timing.
He is ready.
He will manage the time.
So he is waiting for this class.
So, may we request Professor Dean from University of Kansas to share his keynote inaugural speech. You can share from.
Hello.
Now I request Professor Mark. So he is waiting for us since a long time. And he is Vice President of the AAFH. He is a very well-known
You guys
professor.
can hear me properly.
Let me introduce me in just a few seconds. And he is a professor of anthropology, University of Kansas, United States of America. He is a well-known scholar at international repute, and he is a very much helpful to the organization. He is one of the pillars of our organization, and we are thankful, sir, for your kind presence, and we are all anxiously waiting for your lecture. Thank you. Please, we welcome you, sir.
Can you listen? Can you listen? Can you listen?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Reddy.
Yes. Yes.
Can everybody hear me properly?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Well, this morning the title of my talk is Anthropology, the Moral Imagination, to reclaim our power to reimagine and transform the world. By way of acknowledgement, I'd like to thank Dr. S.B. Roy, the founder and chairman of INTERACT, Professor Nirvana Betty, our esteemed president of the Association for Anthropology of Humankind, Dr. Rakina Mukherjee, the executive director of IFLAD. I'd also like to thank Dr. Gade, the general secretary of the association, as well as my esteemed colleagues from West Bengal State University, honored guests and friends. It's a singular privilege to speak in a city where intellect and conscience have never been bridged. Here, Tagore taught us that art and ethics are one gesture of the human spirit, and Nirmal Kumar Bose showed that science must serve civilization rather than subjugate. Bengal has long embodied what anthropology itself aspires to be, a dialogue between empathy and inquiry, between the poetic and the precise. Today we gather not merely to exchange research, but to renew a covenant. For anthropology's moral imagination, vocation is the science of meaning, empathy, and repair. Time summons nothing less. Our planet groans under climate chaos, public health inequality, and existential disorientation. The question is not what we study, but why and for who we study. Can anthropology help humanity reimagine its future? I believe it can and must. Anthropology is the science of moral imagination. The discipline is haunted by its origin, or by empire. Yet from that shadow emerges our possibility of redemption. Moral imagination is not a romantic flourish, but a disciplined perception. The trained capacity to habit another's moral horizon while remaining answerable for one's own. The bridge between precision and passion is analysis and reference. Anthropology is thus not merely a social science, it is a moral technology. Know without care, classification. To care without charity, sentimentality. Calling live and holding both. Knowledge tempered by tenderness, tenderness disciplined by knowledge. It's not ornament, it is necessity. As the United Nations pursues sustainable development goals, anthropology supplies moral lexicon beneath the metrics, ensures that SDG 3, good health and well-being, is not merely a numerical target, but a lived ethic of dignity. To remind the technocrat that health is not simply a medical state, but a social relationship of trust and belonging. Anthropologists to serve its moral calling, methods must be re-enchanted with responsibility. Field work is no longer abstraction, but no presence. Anthropologist is guest and witness, collaborator and learner. Consent is not a signature on paper, but a conversation revisited through at time. Craft must embrace multivocality, story mapping, short film, digital repatriation, and community archives. Techniques through which knowledge returns to its place. Translation itself is a moral act. Translate is to carry the world without reducing, on a difference without fixing as exotic. Thus, method becomes pedagogy, and research becomes relational. For this reason, the World Health Organization and UNICEF now serve anthropologists in times of crisis. During the Ebola epidemic in Sierra Leone, it was anthropologists who explained why burial rituals matter, who thereby help save lives by bridging belief to biomedicine. COVID-19 vaccination campaigns in Latin America. Anthropologists who translated fear into dialogue and dialogue into trust. Anthropologists here has become an instrument of public health. So reimagining the human's mission. Imagine the human is true discovered the truth that existence is relation. Among the campesinos of the Peruvian Amazon, Muyuna, a spiral current defines river, spirit, and sin. Among the Conde of Luisha, the earth is breath, elder mother. These are not superstition, systems of philosophy, ecological metaphysics, cosmology, and ethics, and faith. Anthropology at its noble such lived grandeurs of being, converse policy. Tells the IPCC that sustainability without meaning is unsustainable, that ecology without ethics, management without mercy. Data is divorced from devotion, and produces statistics without soul. Ask is to united. From reflection to transformation. Reflection without transformation replaces. Subran's Dibra teams co-create climate resilient livelihoods with more families. Cruz Guayaga Valley Health Training Project Field School reinvent botanical medicine within public clinics. The Sahara Women's Cooperatives built microfinances grounded in kinship trust. These is anthropology's civic intelligence, knowledge made answerable to the challenges of daily life. The WHO's One Health framework now recognizes this ethos explicitly. When animal and ecosystem health is a single continuum. Anthropology supplies the method through which that continuum can be understood and transformation. Here, participant observation ceases to be a mere technique, becomes temperament, a willingness to be transformed as encountered. Addressing critiques of engagement anthropology. There are those who worry that engagement dilutes rigor, that to advocate is to lose objectivity. Mistake detachment for discipline. Bias cannot be erased, but it can be rendered transparent. When we record doubt as quickly as data, we make proof audible. Reflexivity is not confession, accountability. Today, WHO and the UN deploy anthropologists precisely for this reason, because we translate culture into novel forms of human collaboration and empathy into efficiency. Engagement is not a betrayal of science, it is fulfillment. Indian anthropology and the epic service. Perhaps nowhere has the union of knowledge and service more enduring than in India. Rawati, Karvis, humane genealogies, as things people of India prosper. Our discipline is always balanced with criticism and empathy. As the tradition continues to discipline Adivasi lands, ethnographies of climate migration, studies of gender adaptation, ecological stress. Here, SDG 13, climate action, and SDG 15, life and land, are realized not in summits, but in villages. across Charlie Pradesh, anthropologists co-create environments, governmental tools that turn the margins into models. Kerala ethnographers working with epidemiologists help the state respond to crisis with dignity rather than fear. Indian anthropology teaches the work of service is not a supplement, but the substance of science. Planetary crisis moral commitment. We stand at a planetary crossroads. Climate change, displacement, despair converge into a single collective meaning. Our technological capacity outpaced our moral imagination. Anthropology's strength lies in its quiet power. Brings out communities that community loss and renewal. In the Sudan, women plant mangroves as ritual acts of hope. Brahmas shall we heavenly provide new pilgrimage as reconciliation to an altered river. In Nepal, youth see banks doing biodiversity and belong. These are not symbolic gestures. They're systems of resilience, culture as a renewable source, identity, social reproduction. Through the UNDP's Community Resilience Map, World Bank's Indigenous Knowledge for Climate Adaptation Programs, anthropologists anchor global policy and local cosmology. The new paradigm is emerging. A planetary politics of meaning where SDG 13 and SDG 15 meet the ancient ethics here. Let me turn to one illustration. Also on Zonas we should improve for anthropology, public health, and climate science reform. At 7 years, our team studied biodiversity, blood glucose patterns among chief Shawi peoples. We witnessed narrowing diets, metabolic disorders, the silencing of harvest songs at once. In partnership with Urban Develop, we conducted a randomized trial comparing the low glycemic index by Louisiana State University with a local long-grain variety. Amazonian strain, Jones, proved remarkably resilient and nutrient-dense, prompting renewed interest in indigenous cultivars and healthy local food sources. We see SDG 3 and SDG 13 converge. Meets climate resilience. Songs return to the patties, and knowledge is co-owned. It is clear, resilience is not a tactic, but a moral relationship with the earth. It grows from reciprocity, from intelligence and affection. By way of closing, we inherit a discipline entangled with colonial ethics. Let's redeem our imperial history, engage public anthropology. Classroom, every feeling, every exchange between student and community can become an active ethical analysis. First, look for the just world we both have. Teach ethnography as listening, tricking generation and time. When we teach theory as translation, we remind them that the abstraction must return to the ground from which it arose. And when we teach field work, and we make research itself a form of reconciliation. This, I believe, is the engaged public anthropology that Twin actually requires. Not an art of detachment, but a science of radical solidarity. Our vocation then is to accompany rather than to admit, to interpret rather than to in the world. Let us be clear, the crises we face are not only ecological, economic, moral. They stem from a failure to imagine relationships with transactional, failure to feel a full presence within the living systems we address climate change is not merely to reduce the restore reverence, to confront inequality, not only through distribute resources, but also to recover recognition. Anthropology at its best is the recognition based systematic, the ethics of relation elevated with knowledge. And so our charge is immense. Our inherent is movement. From Franz Boas to scientific racism to Zora Neale Hurston's absolute definition of bliss. David Raymond was insistent that the ethnographer is also ethical. We can carry forward the history, married to compassion. Today, under the guidance of institutions that IBRAD and the Association for the Anthropology of Time, this lineage is reborn by one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for a very important, very lucid discussion. And once again, on behalf of the brand also, we are grateful to you, sir. Just I am giving it to the SPLI, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Dean, here from USA. And here, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear very much. So.
Thank you for all the delegation, particularly the role of anthropology in different ways. And we know the limitation of online discussion and presentation, but still it was very important to listen to you, particularly on the occasion of the pre-Congress. And the area which you have touched, really it marks certain unturned stone which requires to be connected with different disciplines. We'll work for that so that the anthropological knowledge which you emphasize, particularly application of theory of anthropology, how it can be applied. Any knowledge is valued only when it delivers welfare or development outcome. Thank you so much. Very inspired. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing everybody in person this coming year at the Major Growth Congress. I welcome any of my anthropological colleagues to come to spend time in campus. There's much to do there as well.
Dr. Reddy, yeah.
When your visit would be in the next year. When you visit India, please visit the Sibrad Institute also, because on behalf of the SPLI, sir, I am inviting you. Thank you.
May I now request Professor Narayana Reddy to kindly share the role of AFH.
I think, good morning to everybody. I am Professor Narayana Reddy, President AAFH. Professor S.P. Rai ji, Sri Rakesh Kapoor ji, Professor Chattopadhyay ji, Professor Shashi Viswas, Professor Chatterjee. They both were from the departments of anthropology, Calcutta University and West Bengal University. Dr. Sheila, and my dear friends, this is a very important occasion. This is the second time we are visiting this institute.
Yes.
Last year also, we had an international conference at the University of Kansas, where Professor Bhatt was conducting all the successful event. He was the main pillar of the last year international conference. For that also, we had a pre-congress here only. So that's why it could make it very successful in US. So this year, after 2 years, we are also conducting the World Congress 2026 at Hyderabad. We are organizing along with the ICRISAT. You know the ICRISAT, very world famous organization in Hyderabad, stretching out 3,000 acres of the land in the international organization. And I request each and everybody, both the universities are here, heads of the departments, and voluntary organizations are there, some students also there. You please contribute first in an abstract form, then you visit Hyderabad. We will all invite you to present your papers along with the other dignitaries on the dais. And it is a very important aspect, not only for anthropology, as Professor Mayaji said that this climate change is nobody's land. It is everybody's area. So that's why not only anthropologists, geologists, all scientists also, they could participate, they can come and participate in the event. And once again, as a president of the organization, I request each and everybody to participate in the World Congress at Hyderabad in January, 29th, 30th and 31st of January. And before that, we are profusely and heartfully thankful to Dr. S.P. Raiji, because who is very kind-hearted, and his name is very popular in Andhra Pradesh. So this institute is also very popular, and we are very much eager to see you, sir. Just you have no change last 3 to 4 years. Because of your work and your other mental makeup.
He has become younger.
Yes, day by day he is becoming. He said last night, I am 82. No, sir, you are 28. I said you are 28.
Just 82.
Yeah. So for us it is only 28. So we need your blessings, sir. So thank you once again for hosting this pre-congress, and invite us from various parts of Andhra Pradesh. I am from Tirupati, he is from Hyderabad, our dynamic General Secretary, Dr. Pedrattaya. And there are so many people who wanted to visit this pre-congress also, because of different various reasons. They are also all attending in the Congress in January. So once again, I thank each and everybody for hosting this pre-congress. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. We'll be listening to Mr. Kapoor, Dr. Chatterjee in details in their keynote address. And in this inaugural session, due to paucity of time, now we are going to Professor Subodhjyoti Chattopadhyay for his keynote address for this inaugural session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me first congratulate the IBRA for again hosting this pre-congress, the pre-congress of the World Applied Anthropology Congress 2026. I also like to thank this Association of Anthropology Humankind, for giving this responsibility to IBRAC for organizing this pre-congress. The dignitaries on the desk, my colleagues from the different universities, heads of department from Calcutta University, State University, as well as from the other universities. Vidyasagar University and the other university also. Yeah, there are many other universities. Now, as the Tony said by Professor Ray, he actually mentioned about that why this particular congress is actually very important, pre-congress is important. If you look at the title of this particular congress, which has got certain top things within this socio-economic research, resilience and sustainability with respect to the climate change. Now, if we think about what happened in North Bengal, North Bengal in the recent past, what happened is you can see the devastation what happened in North Bengal with respect to all the different aspects. And when we are talking about this, we could really find it out that this climate change and the sustainability, these two are becoming so important, which is also being reflected in the important lecture delivered by from Kansas University regarding the importance of the sustainable development goals. You know, when we are talking about the sustainable development goals, we set up 17 goals. And these 17 goals been set up, and we are supposed to actually comply with all these goals in 2030. And when in the 2024 December, it has been assessed that how far India reached with respect to that particular, reaching this particular goal, it has been found that it is only 28%. So we have only 6 years to go in 2030, and only 28% is actually been what we approached. That's why Government of India and all the state governments has given this particular directive that they have to take very important steps in understanding and implementing that how we can actually achieve this sustainability, this sustainable development goals, where climate is one of the major. Along with, you can have all the different aspects what already been mentioned in this lecture by Professor D. And he mentioned about all the importance of tree, that's SDG 3, SDG 4, SDG 30, SDG 14, and all these. Besides it also, there are a number of other SDGs where the educationists are actually also been involved in this SDG 6. Where they can really, we are talking about right now the transformative education, and which is being reflected in the lecture delivered by Professor S.B. Ray. What he mentioned in this lecture, if you look at the education in the ancient times, it actually given a lot of importance to the different disciplines. And when we talk about how we define the disciplines, it is the core discipline areas like languages, we have physics, we have chemistry, we have this, that. So these are core discipline areas. But within 30 years, it has been, in 1990, it has been crossed, that it has been found that a lot of different interdisciplinary areas are becoming very important. And there are a lot of interdisciplinary subject areas are actually then started to get a lot of prominences. And then when we looked at up in the time of 2003, it has been considered that not only we have to discuss about the interdisciplinary, but we have to have two other areas. One is the cross-disciplinary areas, another is the transdisciplinary areas. And when we think about cross-disciplinary areas, it is becoming very important. But say, for example, a student of science, the importance of learning sociology for that particular student. A student of, and you can see that the economics being very much related with econophysics, that subject area, is becoming very important right now. I am sure in the banking sector, they are considering it as, and based on that actually we can have the blockchain and other things which are coming right now. When we talk about the statistics, that is also being coming up in this particular cross-disciplinary area. And in the transdisciplinary area, we have to think about, it's not only between the human, but from the human to the other life processes which are existing in the system itself. They are also, they have some sort of social activities. Say for example, the animals what we could see. What happens in this Jaldapara jungle area, this particular rhinos, the huge amount of distress they have to face, and you know who actually trying to save them? It is actually the elephants and the human beings. They are going and they are trying to get this particular rhinos coming out of that. And it's almost 28 rhinos have been saved. Yesterday, newspaper came out. So these are the different areas what we call as our knowledge is becoming transdisciplinary also in nature. in nature. We have to understand the sociological structure, and thereby we can see this importance of when we talk about that Indian Institute of Biosocial Research, which has been conceived long time back by Professor Ray. Right now we can see the importance of that, how this biosocial research is becoming one of the important areas. I am sure that in our university, the nutrition department, the faculty members are here, and the students of the nutrition department, they are going to the Bankura area to understand the nutrition taken by the Adivasis and how that is actually helping them to actually retain their health conditions. So in that way, so many different things are coming up. We have to understand that, and I am sure that when we are talking about this Congress, which is going to come out in this international Congress in 2026, these areas are going to be covered, and we have to get this hope for that. What the Ibrahim is trying to impress on, that we have to understand now the subject, not through discipline, not through the spectacles of discipline, but through the spectacles where we have the interdiscipline, cross-discipline, and the transdisciplines. And just to end, what I can tell you that we are talking about resilience, we are talking about sustainability, but how will we understand this word? It is also very important for us to understand that how far we understand this and how much we are taking care to make the people aware of this particular two terms, which we are using so in almost every day. We are talking about this, but whether we are really practicing it. For sustainability, we are giving lectures, but the same thing when we are practicing, what sort of things we are doing. So this awareness thing is also very important, and this Ibrahim is actually trying to do a lot of these particular services where the people are going to be aware, and not only for this. And I just came to know that the concept of this Karma Yogi, what you are mentioning, which is coming up, that for the Ibrahim is actually doing it for the Indian administrative officers for a long time. The training for them, that how to work in the tribal areas, and how actually you can get the maximum amount of the output, because whenever we have to do some work, we have to understand what is the outcome of the work, and based on that, we have to look at this pre-Congress also, that what's going to be the pre-Congress outcome of this pre-Congress, and what are the take-home message for this. With the two words, I just want to wish great success for this particular program, and thank you everybody. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and your encouragement and guidance as always. So we have come to the end of the inaugural session, and may I request Professor Shubhi Vishwas from West Bengal State University to kindly give a quote of thanks.
After the tea break, we listen to the other part.
All the dignitaries and the participants and delegates versus there. So keeping in mind the overall time schedule of our program, I think we are little bit behind, not so far. So I want to convey our thanks on behalf of the three organizers actually, Professor Dhruvodhini Chattopadhyay for his small and nice lecture. Professor Chattopadhyay, all of you know Professor Chattopadhyay during his tenure as a professor of Calcutta University, then pro-vice chancellor of that university, and probably sir, the first vice chancellor of IIT University, if I am not wrong, and then this assistant director. So he has a lots of academic and administrative exposure for the betterment of education, not only in West Bengal, but probably the world. So thank you, sir, for coming here and delivering a lecture, nice lecture. All thanks is due to Professor Dean of Kansas University, USA, for encouraging a keynote address for all of us. It was a thought-provoking, really. I find Professor Dean his master's from Oxford University and PhD from Harvard University. So it's looks like a, I think, all of we wish to do sometime for students. So thank you, Professor Dean, for your kind presence, though it's all that. Our thanks to Professor Narayana Reddy, a veteran professor of anthropology. He was the professor and probably once time the head of the department also at Sri Venkateswara University. It's a very old anthropology department, having a rich history of anthropology in India. So thank you, sir, for your kind physical presence. And Dr. Gadde, General Secretary of his organization, AAFH, for your kind presence, as well as the next congress which is supposed to be held in Hyderabad in 2026. Thanks for all those things. Our thanks will be to Dr. Dikshit Chatterjee, there, Amit Sisku and many others. And obviously, Mr. Rakesh Kapoor of State Bank of India is also here in this session. And I think those paper is there at
In the next,
next technical session. Thank you, sir, for your kind presence. And last of all, Ms. Diane and his team, we are collaborator, I think, by name. Because all the things what you find out is today is because of Mr. Roy, Timothy, and the team of IBRA for organizing such a nice speak Congress conference here. I think it's our starting of our joint venture. In due course, we can have such type of joint venture also in near future. Thank you, and thanks to all the participants, all the delegates who are coming from different parts of not only West Bengal but India probably, and many of our in the scholar and student of any of the universities, our student and scholar. So thanks to our scholar and students. We can find lots of students from our university, from Calcutta University, from I think SKB also. So thanks to all of you, and looking forward for our next technical session. Thank you.
1 minute. Dr. Ota, you know the
No,
waiting.
but he is not there.
Did you call him?
Huh?
Dr. Ota, did you call him? Call him. Call him.
Sir is saying his connectivity is very poor, so he is unable to join. And he says he conveys his wishes to all of us, all of you, that he couldn't join. His connectivity is very poor. Sir, I'm just giving in front of the microphone. We just say one or two words. Yes, sir.
Namaskar. Yes, yeah, convey your good wishes. Yeah.
Very poor connectivity, sir. I am not able to join. And I understand that tomorrow is also
Yes.
it is continuing. I'll take some time tomorrow
That's great. That will be great. Yeah. Yeah. That will be Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, see you tomorrow, sir. Thank you so much. So, we will break for tea for 10 minutes and please come back within 10 minutes. আমাদের যারা আছো একটু সবাইকে নিয়ে যাও একটু দেখে